Hi guys, welcome to What to Cook Next. In this episode we are going to make butternut squash gnocchi. Start by preheating your oven to 395 degrees of Fahrenheit, and then we have to prepare butternut squash. So I'm using butternut squash from the garden. It had little soil on it, so I washed it under running water, and then I like to trim the ends. I also like to remove the seeds before I roast it. And then we are ready to put this into the oven. You need to cover your baking dish with aluminum foil and then bake it for about 45 to 60 minutes. This is how it looks when it comes out of the oven. It should be very soft to the touch. You don't want to touch it though now because it's still very hot. Make sure you let it cool, and then you can easily remove the inside with ice cream scoop. So now we have all the flesh out. We have to process it so it's smooth. You can use food processor or a potato ricer, or today I'm gonna use food mill. So once you have all the puree processed, you can see there is liquid in the puree, and we have to get rid of the liquid. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cook it off on a stove in a skillet to remove all the liquid. This way we're gonna get a nice thick puree, which will mean that we won't have to add as much flour. If you have too much liquid in your puree, you'll have to add additional flour, and that will make the gnocchi really tough. So now that the puree is ready and cooled, we can start making the gnocchi. If you are using sweet potato, I would say use the same technique to prepare sweet potato puree. For the butternut squash gnocchi, I'm gonna be using 2 cups of butternut squash puree, flour, some salt. A lot of people add a little bit of nutmeg. You can also flavor it with some pepper. And then we're just gonna stir everything together until we have a uniform mass. It's gonna be sticky, but it is meant to be sticky. So you need to dust your work surface with some additional flour and dump the gnocchi dough on the work surface. You can use your bench scraper to turn it. You don't have to work it for too long, you just want it to be pliable so you can cut it and roll out pieces. The dough should be soft. So I'm gonna roll it out into long snakes. You can make it as small as you want or as big as you want. I'm making them medium size. So once you have all the gnocchi ready, a lot of people use a special tool for gnocchi to make the ridges. I'm just gonna press fork into them. What the ridges do, they make sure that the sauce that you're using, it's gonna cling to them. So it's not really necessary to make the ridges, but it makes for a pretty look too. You can also freeze gnocchi. You can line baking sheet with some wax paper and just place the gnocchi in one layer on your baking sheet. You want to freeze it overnight. Once frozen, you can simply gather them, put them in a small bag and put them in a back to the freezer, and then you can use them later. To cook the butternut squash gnocchi, you have to bring water to boil, add a little bit of salt to your water. If you're using frozen butternut squash gnocchi, it will take a little longer, but for fresh ones, I'd say 3 minutes or so. Once they float on the top, you want to remove them. I'm using a little Parmesan cheese. You can use other cheeses, or you can use a sauce or something like that. I really like them just plain with some cheese, and that's how you make butternut squash gnocchi. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, check out my other videos, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.